Welcome back, dear viewers. Thank you for staying tuned to Nile TV International. And we're still following the Sharm el-Sheikh Israel-Hamas Gaza ceasefire deal. And with us now over the phone is Dr. Hanin Hazem Abu Shanab, and she is a member of the General Union of Palestinian Women. Dr. Hanin, good evening. Thank you for joining us. First of all, could you describe the mood for us, the mood in Gaza, occupied Jerusalem, Al-Quds and the West Bank after the reaching of this historic agreement?
Good evening. Pleased to be over the phone with you. Of course, the mood is very positive. Everyone is happy, everyone is excited, and anticipating for the actual effectiveness on the ground. It's a sigh of relief for everyone in the region, not just in Palestine. Egypt, of course, has done its maximum capability to reach this agreement, and of course it will be overseeing the implementation on the ground, of course. Egypt and Mr. Abdel Fattah, of course, Mr. President, has always been keen on making sure that the sovereignty of the Palestinian statehood is actually kept untouched. The authenticity and the originality of the Palestinian people and their commitment to their lands to be also untouched. They were pressured almost all the time on having people expelled from Palestine under the name of displacement, under the name of saving their lives and everything, but he was always keen on making sure that Palestine is for the Palestinian and they should not be kicked out of it under any misleading or any deceptive approaches from the occupation and their allies.
Indeed, Dr. Hanin, and so there is a cautious welcoming or a cautious celebration, but again, cautious. I mean, you mentioned the importance of implementing this deal. Hamas's first statement was after welcoming the deal, thanking Mr. Trump and thanking the mediators, was asking the Mr. Trump and the mediators, Egypt, Qatar and Turkey, to oblige Israel to commit by the items of the signed upon deal. So, but already today, this Thursday, Israel has killed dozens of Palestinians across the Gaza Strip. There is attack currently in northern Gaza. I mean, what's the fear of Israel not committing to the terms of the deal?
Unfortunately, like we're all seeing on the news, and we're closely witnessing from the Palestinian people sharing the stories, of course. Unfortunately, Israel is not committing to the promises or to the agreed upon and signed, actually, agreement reaching peace. Mr. Trump has been fostering this and he's been sponsoring this, but again, he's unable to holding them accountable, which is strange. But let's see, it's not new to them, of course. This is how they've been dealing ever since the occupation has set foot on the Palestinian land. But again, maybe like we say, it's they're doing their maximum until the agreement is in effect.
Yes.
No guarantees, unfortunately, can be put because there is always a way out. There is always a sneaky way to find some vulnerability or find something where they can use it against the agreement or against the people under whatever. Because like we've been seeing over the past 2 years plus, all international laws have actually been violated, live streamed. Everyone has been seeing it. No one had put any penalties, at least, on them. So no accountability, unfortunately, is what's leading us to this now.
Yeah.
But again, there is always room for hope, always room for believing in complacency. I don't know. Let's see how it's rolling out.
Yeah, and of course that puts a lot of pressure and responsibility again on the mediators, on Egypt, Qatar and Turkey in the upcoming stage. Now, there are sticking points, Dr. Hanin, as you know, in the deal. And Mr. Trump, a short time ago, said that the second stage, because there has been agreement on the first stage. Okay, the first stage will pass through. This is what the world expects. But as far as the second stage is concerned, Mr. Trump mentioned a short time ago that disarmament will be, the disarmament of resistance will be discussed. And Hamas has said more than once, that no Palestinian would accept to disarm as long as occupation exists. And also, there will be talk about the so-called Peace Council, the Trump-Blair Peace Council. And we understand that there are objections also from Hamas and other Palestinian factions about this. So the sticking points, I mean, how do you think we'll be able to walk through it, or will we?
Again, it's one of the major points of how can we say ambiguity. They say one thing, but on the actuality, it's the other thing. So again, tying us down. They're saying we want peace, but on our terms. But if you want peace, then all parties need to be put accountable. All parties need to abide to what we agree on. Not one party is favored over the other, or any biases to be implemented. By definition of the terms or the items on this agreement, it's already biased. And the sneaky means of there is no actual timelines. They've been speaking for the first phase, some precise timelines. After 3 days of the agreement, we should do 1, 2, 3. After 5 days, X, Y, Z. However, for the second phase, it's kept fluid. No timelines, no expectancy, nothing. So they're keeping it one step at a time, so they can have enough room, enough time, enough effort. They're reading the room, they're reading the public opinion and how the governments are dealing with this agreement, so they can plan for the next. They, of course, have a plan already, but there is always modification as per what's implemented. Again, Mr. Trump is serious about this because he wants the Nobel Prize, of course, but it's on whose account doesn't matter, as long as he wins. Netanyahu country is flaring up, and they're very angry actually with him. There are riots in Israel and over the world. Everyone is angry with him. So he's also trying to win the rightists. He's trying to shut their mouth one way or another. So again, he's trying to save face, but on whose account? Over the Palestinians' account.
Right.
Not acceptable, of course, but again, the international law is present, the international communities are present, the UN should do something, because even the UN has been a target. The mediators have been a target. Qatar itself has been a clear target. The very recent assassination attempt over the Qatari land. So again, we are being wise, we are being patient, we as the whole Arab world, as the whole region. Syria has been touched, Lebanon has been touched, Yemen has been touched.
Tunisia.
So what's left? Tunisia as well, of course, yes. So we are expanding over Africa as well, not just the Middle East. So what's happening here? Someone should put them accountable. The American veto has always been present. We just got recognized that the Palestinian state has been recognized by the whole world. So act on that. Treat Palestine as a state. Treat it as a country with sovereignty, with a government. Show some respect. This is not how it should be dealt with.
Of course, after saluting really the heroics and the steadfastness of the Palestinian people, especially those in Gaza, I mean, they are heroes. They suffered too much for too long at the hands of a war crime suspect who has a case against him in the International Criminal Court. Of course, I'm talking about the Israeli Prime Minister. So, I mean, the Palestinians at least will not leave their land. I mean, at least this is can we consider this some sort of victory, Dr. Hanin? There will be no forced displacement, no relocation, no Nakba. Palestinians are staying on their land. From that angle,
Absolutely.
at least,
yes.
can we say that this is some sort of victory?
Absolutely, of course. Under this definition, this is a victory, of course, and it's an everlasting victory. Palestinians, since day one till the very last breath of the last Palestinian on this earth, they will not leave the land, at least not by choice. And what's happening now, because this is another sneaky way of defining this displacement, they're saying, no, we're not pushing anyone out. However, you're not giving them the life that they deserve. The basic and the bare minimum requirements for a decent life, you're not giving that. No clean water, no food, no medical aid, no nothing.
Yeah.
So you're actually giving them zero life and you're expecting them to stay. This is insane. And then again, you're calling or you're stating that you're not pushing people out. No, you are pushing people out. You're killing them, you're terrifying them, you're denying them every means of living. So again, despite all of this, despite the horrific and the very chaotic and the very, I don't know, it's beyond any words that can describe what's been happening. It's not Nakba, it's beyond that. It's beyond any catastrophe that has been witnessed by any humans over history, actually. My grandfather has been a victim of Nakba. He witnessed it, he lived it, and he's telling us this is not what we went through. It was harsh, but this is not what we went through.
Yeah, indeed.
So it's saddening seeing generation after generation after generation going through the same madness, but yet it grows in cruelty, it grows with brutality, and again, unfortunately, we've just recently the memory of Dar Yassin, the memory of Sabra and Shatila, the memory of it's horrible. History simply shows the calendar.
This will never be forgotten, Dr. Hanin. I mean,
of course,
what happened for 2 years plus 1 or 2 days will never ever be forgotten. I mean, this is probably
not for the Palestinians only. The whole world is witnessing.
Yeah, worse than the Holocaust. Worse than the Holocaust itself.
Yes.
Of the Nazi, that the Jews suffered at the hands of Hitler during World War II. I mean, it's probably worse, comparing, given the situation. Now, Dr. Hanin, there will be no annexation of the West Bank. This is what the Trump plan says. No annexation. But, I mean, de facto, on the ground, are there fears that once things calm down in Gaza, that the war crime suspect Israeli Prime Minister would turn his games to the occupied West Bank?
Absolutely. He's already been doing this during the genocide on Gaza. He's already been doing that. And we do remember what has been happening in the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood in Jerusalem. It's not new to them. They've been doing this silently over the past years.
Okay, Dr. Hanin, what do you think of the France meeting today? The France meeting that, of course, we saw France, Saudi Arabia leading the efforts at the UN General Assembly and that conference where the historic acknowledgement of the Palestinian state was granted by France, by Britain, by other big countries. How do you see the France meeting that was boycotted by the US, by the way, under Israeli pressure? But how do you see that meeting, and how can we build upon the momentum gained from the UN General Assembly for the future independent, viable Palestinian state as the only way for peace in the region, as, by the way, has been said by Egypt for decades now? That's the only way forward.
Absolutely. This is what's been said, and after the recognition is trying to be further re-endorsed or further reinforced on the ground. Europe, especially France, has been trying to correct its position. They're trying to save face, of course. Similarly, the other countries that followed after and recognized the state of Palestine. The momentum is excellent. The people are pressuring their governments to actually be in their heads, be in the right decisions, be on the right side of this madness. After the recognition of the Palestinian state, countries should start to reflect this on the at least the diplomatic missions, and we've seen that starting with the UK upgrading the Palestinian mission to an embassy. So this should be starting actually to be followed by the other countries. The UN itself should start to treat Palestine differently. Accordingly, the international law should treat Palestine and everything happening there differently, with more seriousness, with further validity, which is very absurd and very poor, actually, because is that what you've been waiting for? You've been seeing people being murdered all over the place for the past 2 years. So, but we're seeing what the law is giving us as a coverage or legitimacy, at least.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Hanin Hazem Abu Shanab, the member of the General Union of Palestinian Women. Thank you for your time and for your insight. And dear viewers, please do stay tuned to Nile TV International. We will have more coverage on the Sharm el-Sheikh Gaza ceasefire deal.